what are the numbers manifesting into?
That's a good question. I
Yeah,
would. I
Good
would.
question.
That's why I said.
Because
I
there's
have
a
to answer to that though.
lacking there's a lacking in the focus on education. That's why.
but
We got
but I'm saying the men are we're here, angry man, and we're still allowing that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's just the men. That's just the men that have children. More women have children than men.
Okay. But we're saying we're the most involved at this juncture now.
Yeah. For the
Mhm.
men who have children are the most involved. More
Okay.
women have more children than men. So
Okay. So
there
the
are
number.
more single family homes in our black community, even though our men are
Okay.
more overwhelmingly
But there's
involved.
also
That means that
50%. 50% of men are involved, right? Because
well, more than 50% are involved. This is what I'm saying.
so
More men are involved than for the
yes,
men that have children.
Sweeney said for the men that have children, 65% are even in the house per Pew Research,
I'm
and we.
not going based off of what he said because I
No,
have
no.
not verified his stats, but I
Well,
know
he's
that
got it from
more
Pew. He
than
put it in the back.
I put it
yeah,
in the.
I seen it. I didn't read it. That's what I'm saying. I seen it though.
No, I got you. I got you. I got you. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
just
that.
can't.
Sweeney was
I would
wilding
be
with the stat,
but the
regardless.
but
yeah, I
the
would be
part the
disingenuous and say
part
that I
you're
can agree with
but
that.
look, this is where the numbers get skewed. Okay, when you start talking about the percentage of fathers that's in the household, right?
Man.
You start talking about that. The part that you're leaving out is that the women that have children and they don't have a father in the picture, they have more children than the
With different
families where
fathers.
the father is in the household. If you look at the typical household that is the traditional way, right? Those households don't have a lot of kids. They might have one, two, maybe three, maybe. But when you look at the single mothers, you see these ridiculous numbers. You start to
Okay.
see the ridiculous numbers of how many children they have, right? And look, I was always taught mama's the first teacher. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to ask yourself, how many of these kids? When I was a kid, I was read to. I was taught multiplication before I got to school. How many of these parents? How many of these mothers are actually teaching their children or just parking them in front of the TV?
You're
You feel
right,
what I'm
Angry
saying?
Man. You're right, but that's what I'm questioning, right? The effectiveness of fathers. So when I do homework and when I get my kids to do something, the
Mhm.
effect is much different than my wife is doing it. So I'm questioning: are these men being too passive and letting the mom be the first teacher when that shit take a lot longer to get homework done with her? And oftentimes the kids get snacks, so they'll shut the fuck up and they get
That's
sat in front of
possible.
the TV. But dads, we say we the most involved. Well, why? Because we go to football practice, we like football. But when homework, we let mom do it.
Well, that's possible.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
no,
I mean,
no,
I don't know
no,
how we can
no.
vet
That's
it, but
seventy
you know what I
percent.
mean?
That 70% is speaking towards fathers that help their children with homework and stuff like that. That was one of the specific questions that they asked in that survey: is how many of y'all are involved during homework? How many of y'all are giving bath time? How many of y'all are playing with your children? How many of y'all take them to school? So that 70% includes. So when we say 70% of men are active fathers,
That
they're
includes
doing all of
all
that
the
shit.
good shit. Now,
Yeah,
but now you see why I'm getting concerned. Now I totally understand what August is saying. There's a in Angry Man, there's a plethora of kids that don't have fathers, so they can outweigh the stat. I understand that, but 70% involvement, I feel like you can make a great impact. So again, I know niggas was checking that box in that survey. Yeah, I do homework. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I do this, but then the numbers are poor. So I just want to
Well,
assess it.
the stat was given to the women who said that. It wasn't even the men that were saying that I do this or do that. It was the women that were like, my father's child is involved. He does this, he does that. The other thing is that 70% is 70% of the men who have fathers. I mean, for the men who have children.
Yeah,
Not many men have children, so most men don't have children. There's a lesser number of men who do have children in there that do have children. So
by two
that's
percentage points, right? Because the
Yeah,
I think it's
misinformed
more
51,
than
said
that. I think
51%.
like
So
60%. I think it's like
49.
overall. Yeah, I think it's like
51%.
60%. Oh,
5149. So that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. Where's the impact if we doing what we say we doing on these surveys? That's all.
but
Not good
you got to
enough. We
think
got to
too.
do better.
You got to think too.
That's your answer, man.
There's other
Of course.
factors. There's other factors that play into that as well. There's a huge problem with the public school system that's just being ignored. I was looking at
The lady said that in
Memphis.
the chat.
I was looking at Memphis. Memphis has a high school that's actually named after Martin Luther King, has a 90% deficiency rate. You feel what I'm saying? So there's a lot of factors that's playing into that. You feel what I'm saying?
Now, Angry Man, you're 100% correct. Now, this is where when Master C is listening, because he supports like this channel, right? But he's not necessarily on YouTube. When he listening and we start talking about are the men being inept when dealing with the kids, then we want to add other shit in. But when it's about the women, it's just the women being women and they fucking up. And so now what it'll sound like for somebody who's not in the space is a bunch of excuses.
But hold on. Wait a minute. That's
no, I'm not. I know what you said. I'm listening, but you understand a lot, like what I'm. But
I get what you're saying, but there's bias, and I'm gonna tell you why there's bias.
Okay.
Because when we add the caveats to when the men are falling short, that gets heard. When we add the caveats to why the women are falling short, that gets ignored. Okay. Because I specifically said that part of the reason that these women have difficulty getting along with men is because their father wasn't there. So I am pointing it out. You know what I'm saying? I also brought up the fact that, a lot of those households became single households because of this, because of, I got to feed my kids. Like, I'm not sitting here saying that they're just evil to be evil. No, what I'm saying is there is systemic things that have caused this trend that just keeps getting worse. And my thing is, we got to stop ignoring it and pretending like it's not there, because we don't have no problem acknowledging everything when the brothers are falling short. We'll acknowledge all of it. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Now, there's a fix to that. There's a fix to that, and I can do it in 10 seconds.
Go ahead.
If you want to, I understand exactly what you said, AM. Now, if you want to fix that problem, as well as decimate anybody that says you're sitting up here complaining and pointing the finger, you can take all that, stick a grenade in it, pull a pin, and walk out the room. You know how? Tell men, start fucking running for office locally to fix the fucking education system. Because right now watch this. It's going to make it look like I'm pointing at the finger at women. Women are responsible for voting. And they're voting the wrong motherfuckers in. They're not getting the job done. Whose fault is that? Ours. Because they should be voting for us, because we should be running.
Yeah.
But so this is crazy.
Hold on, E-Man. Well, Jay Prince was here first. Yeah, so Jay Prince go.
Eat a man.
Let's do a minute and then let's get Eat a Man in. All right. What's up, Jay Prince?
What's up, Hemp? What's up, the panel? What's up, y'all? I would say, men, black men, you gotta ask yourself, why are your women's not respecting you? I think just like how we begging for white men to give us power, we should never be in a position to beg for women to respect us. I thought men are supposed to take control. I think the problem is that black men has been shown publicly that in front of our women that you don't carry much weight. In order to have power, you got to have something to stand on. And I hate to say it, but black women see us like a cousin or a big brother or somebody on their level. They do not see us in the lenses of leadership, because they found somebody else to lead, to follow. They don't follow us, really. They fucks with us. They give us some pussy. They even would marry us. They would date us. But the moment you try to step above go above and beyond, they're going to quickly remind you that you ain't that. And they're going to call the people who they really follow the government. Ain't no way around that. Until black men get some type of power and stand on something, powerful people don't have to beg for power. How we gonna beg these women? Can I power you? Give me power over you. When these other people, group of men gave them the power. You think they're finna do that? So I think y'all gotta ask yourselves why we in the position that we are in. Why is like that? Then move on from that. Try to guilt trip these women into letting you take control of them. You gotta. I think that's another 100, 200 years of disappointment for black men.
There's only one problem.
Well, hold on, Jay. Go ahead, E.
Yeah, I'll be quick. I'm just saying, us the dudes that's like in our 30s, we just like completely abandoning what the old dudes are saying. When I hear Aaron get on here talking about, I'm the quarterback, so it's my fault. No, she didn't catch the damn ball. I hit it in the hands. I put the ball in her hands. I hit the target. I put the ball right where the ball's supposed to be at. So she need to be held accountable for not doing her damn job. This is why this is the crazy part about when we hear this craziness is that we are scared to hold these women accountable. So how the hell do we expect the other women to hold them accountable if we won't even hold them accountable? No, we need to stop being so fucking scared that these women gonna leave y'all, and you need to hold their ass accountable. No, you are wrong, this, that, and the third. Point blank and period. And if she don't like it, tell her bye. Tell her take that shit and go.
How many women are you going to tell bye though?
Hold on, no,
As many as it takes.
I'm gonna let y'all finish, and I'm telling y'all this right here. This whole point that I'm gonna hurt her damn feelings. When do we become grown? When do we become grown up that I can correct bad behavior? I'm not telling y'all guys to just jump on this woman who's doing the right thing, but if she's doing the wrong thing, we need to correct that behavior. This is just stupid at this point.
Question. When you're saying hold her accountable, would you say this? Well, what can you do to hold her accountable, E?
Right.
Consequences for her actions.
Yeah, like what would the consequences be?
I got you. Let me give you an example. I got you. You show up to work late twice, what they do? They fire your ass, right? It's consequences for your actions. So check this out. You doing certain things that is not going into the direction of the family, I'm going to have consequences for your actions.
Okay. What would they be though? What are the consequences?
A good consequence. First of all, the idea of you first of all, you not being submitted. I know y'all don't like the word submission. I know y'all don't like those type words because but if you're not doing the things that's on my page, I'm not about to sit here and stay around and still support you and provide and do these things that you're supposed to do. I strongly believe that if women are not on your page, truthfully and honestly, they should not be able to get the rewards that you're bringing as a man.
Okay, but that's going to affect you, though.
Well. So right. But clarify the consequence, though. So you're saying you leave?
So a good consequence is, so I know some of y'all guys don't do this. I reward good behavior in my household, right? So you know, my wife, she got a shopping fund. My wife got this, like she get rewarded for the things that she do right? I have the ability to restrict those rewards if she's not doing the right thing. Now I know some men say that you shouldn't do that. You should still go out and do the right thing if she don't do it. Like a good thing is let me give you a reward that I know a lot of y'all men might not agree with, right? A reward for me being able to have unlimited access to my wife's body. Guess what I have? I give her monogamy. Monogamy is a reward because I have access to her body. These dudes who talk about they're going to go 6 months without having sex with their wife and still reward them with monogamy, it's crazy to me. So it's certain things that you can do within your marriage that is consequences if you don't do what you're supposed to do as a man. Point blank and period.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to work.
Either man been reading my book.
I don't really think, like, I think the real consequences, the consequences that y'all saying that you're going to use on women is going to really affect you. Like when people be saying, well, if she ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing and y'all got a family, then you're going to leave. Okay, when you leave, what's going to happen? They're going to war her with your kids. Now you ain't going to be a father to your children because whatever reason. So at the end of the day, your consequences is going to do nothing but affect you. So when you talking about restricting her finances, these women nowadays they got their own bread.
Jay Prince.
Hold on. Let me ask Jay Prince a question. Jay Prince, have you ever heard this term before? This is gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
You ever heard that term before?
Yeah.
Okay, so what men do is men sacrifice. You understand what I'm saying? And you might think that she's winning in that situation. She's not winning in that situation. She might get some little benefit at first, but in the long run, see, first of all, the first problem
is, come on now.
The first problem is this. The first problem is, what position are you in? Are you in a position where you leaving her is gonna be a downfall.
Exactly.
It's gonna be, that's the thing. See, if you ain't got nothing to offer, you leaving her don't matter.
Even if you got something to offer, Angry Man, you gotta think,
No.
if you got a family with kids,
No,
you would have play these games to prove a point to her in the process. You affecting your kids.
No, look,
Trying to
and that's
prove a point to her.
you just got through giving a speech about power, right? When
Right.
you are in a position of power, sometimes you're going to have to make decisions that you're not going to like to have to make. That's going to cause consequences and cause problems. But
So what decisions are those?
You're doing it. Look, first of all, you leaving, just because you leave that woman don't mean you can't continue to be a father to your children. Okay, that's number one. That's number one. Okay, and you ain't gonna sit there and tell me that that's not possible, because you yourself are doing it. All right, and it ain't always guaranteed
that I'm waking up to every day.
Okay, and it ain't always guaranteed that she gonna get them kids. Okay, so it depends on who you are as a man. It depends on how you carry it, because guess what? If you're in a situation as a man and you're neutered to the point where, oh, I if I leave, then this is gonna happen and that's gonna happen, and guess what? That woman know that.
But Angry Man, it's still gonna affect my kids, because although I have custody of all my kids, they still growing up without their other parents, especially their mama. So it's still gonna be, no matter we co-parenting. Me and my baby mama was just at the library today, and I seen how my daughter's so happy. She was calling her mama and daddy. Now she don't see this every day, so I could tell it's a difference. Even though I'm there, yeah, okay, cool, but it still affected them.
But Jay French, just to respond to, because you were just addressing me, it should be rewards for a woman to be with a good man, right? For example, I just took my family on a 7-night cruise. She got that because they doing the right thing. The kids doing the right thing. They do, like, I'm going to be able to reward good behavior. So since I reward good behavior, I have the right to correct bad behavior too. This ain't a one-way street. You just don't get the benefits and then say, oh, but you can't correct on the backside of that. I believe a lot of guys who have a problem correcting women, they don't have any benefits that outweigh them actually correcting the bad too, because it's a two-way sword.
Well,
Jay Prince, listen, if you're not in a position to be able to exert that type of power, if you're not in a position to be the type of person that a woman has leaned on and has been that covering and having that removed, you're not gonna understand. They live men who are successful have women who experience their success. They're allowed to be able to not have to think about bills all the time. They don't live under that pressure of having to deal with the world as it is. A man covers them, and if you're a man that covers and you remove that covering, she's gonna feel that, because her life is gonna totally change in ways that she wasn't expecting it to change. That's why you're gonna exert that power.
I agree to what you're saying, but it's also women that's now getting their own big old bag to the point where they purposely choosing a man that's not having that. Hold on. Let me respond to him right quick. Well, nowadays, women, let's be very clear where this coming from, though. From grandma in them days, women did used to submit to these niggas, but
we're not talking about those women.
Out my house, since they had all the control. So nowadays, these women saying they making $300,000-400,000. So
they're not talking about
that's making less than half.
Real quick, August.
We're not talking about those women.
Well, there's no back and forth here, because Jay Prince didn't respond to what you and E-Man just said. If you have the ability to reward, you have the ability to correct. Ability means that you have the means that you can leverage to do so. So when you're saying she has the bag, then she's not going to listen. That means that you're void of that ability. So it's a moot going back and forth.
Right. And we're not nowadays, these women allow you to. Women is doing to us what we're supposed to do to women.
Okay,
I want to get Sweeney in.
Make y'all think y'all running something.
Can I address that?
We're not talking about the same. We're not talking about the same women, Jay Prince.
Sweeney,
It seems like
Sweeney,
none
wait.
of getting those regular women because what the hell? If
Your women.
where are these women at?
The argument
Your
is got to be concise, right? It's not right. There was points that were made that we didn't address directly, so I don't want to move past them because it was a great opportunity, but unfortunately we didn't take advantage of it. Go ahead, Sweeney.
So first of all, we're arguing extremes here, right? Because we're talking about being in a position. We all know that the vast majority of men ain't making that kind of money. We also know the vast majority of women ain't making that kind of money. We're looking at a group of people where the vast majority of them only about $5,000 separate them per year. So,
which is what JP was just addressing, not what August and E said. Go ahead.
Right. So, speaking about that situation, because all of us can talk about solutions, and Jay Prince has a good argument to say, hey, that shit don't matter if she don't care. My question to Jay Prince is, well, what is your solution to the problem?
The solution to the problem, especially for black men, I think for one, the reason why we is judged by money because that's the only thing we got to leverage of some type of masculinity. I think when it comes to black women, they don't view black men as masculinity, or women. Femininity naturally attracts to, and they naturally submit to masculinity. So if a woman acting like a man around you, that's because she see you as a bitch.
What's the solution?
Period. And so I think when it comes to black men particularly, we got to start seeing some more. Like, it's a reason why those men from OG them days and Fred Hampton them days got way more respect than us men today, because they exhibit, even though win, lose, or draw, they exhibit that they stand up for themselves and they was willing to die for what they believe in. They didn't try to chase at the money and stuff, all these other type of
what is
things.
the solution? What's the solution? What's the solution?
Because E-Man gave a specific tangible thing that you can do.
What's the solution? Yeah, what's your solution for? Because Jay Prince, Sweeney he asked you a great question, but we really need a solution.
Okay, so I got a solution.
He's saying the money is even to the point you were making. So in that construct, what is the solution?
The solution is, I think, black men, because y'all saying a lot of black men is not don't have relationships. I think black men, for one, got to get more like-minded. They got to withdraw from relationships, find out and recognize the position that they are in America, and exhibit whatever the case, exhibit some type of standing up for yourself and have some type of dominance over your own self. You have to show these women first, like Scarface say, first you get the power. You gotta go out there before you even think about controlling some type of relationship. You gotta get them to see you in that masculine light before you even get these women to submit to you.
They said first you get the money, then you get
the power. Then you get. I said get the power first.
No, wait. Here's the problem. Okay. Here's the problem. What you're doing, Jay Prince, is what you always do. You're trying to take black men, and you're trying to say that we don't have any power in this country because of okay. First of all, this is where your argument is problematic. All right. Every group of people in this world get governed. Every group of people. All right. So what you're trying to quantify, you're trying to say, okay, just because an Asian guy that is poor is in an Asian country, his woman is going to respect him because there's an Asian dude in charge of the country. That's not how that works. The reason why that woman respects that man in that country is because they were raised in a certain way traditionally. That's why they respect that man. The reason why, look, you look at Latin men make less money than us. Latin men come here as immigrants. You feel what I'm saying? The reason why their women respect them is because they are raised in a way where family is the most important thing. So the family being together is more important than all the other stuff.
So how come we can raise our family the same way, our women the same way?
Because what ended up happening, you just brought up Fred Hampton and all of them back in the day, right?
Right.
If you go back in the day, black people had the highest marriage rate in this country. Black people had intact family units. All right. So when you start getting into an era where there's single mothers and and children are being raised in a single mother household.
How did the single mothers come about?
You wasn't watching the show earlier.
No. I'm asking that for a reason. It seems like your power, the moment your power being stripped from you, even being allowed to be in the home, help raising these kids, these women that you said these other men is raising, you have to start there before you
check this out. Brother, check this out. Check this out. Brother, check this out. I'm gonna correct you on one thing. Talking about the men willing to die for whatever we believe in, the whole reason why you're able to do a lot of the stuff you're doing now is because black men died for what we
stopped dying though. That's
the
problem.
Didn't. You still got no, we didn't. Brother still, brother still. No, we did not. No, we didn't.
Well, okay, where is the leader group where black men is doing right now? We still under these same conditions.
You know how many black men died? You know how many black men?
Where is the leader group for black men right now?
You know how many? Do you know how many black men died during the Black Lives Matter movement?
I get that, but that's the crazy.
Movement group.
I get it. But hold on.
You said what black men have died. I gave you an example.
But there's that's the problem. They gave us opportunity to make money to trick us out of the fight. So we allow these people to trick us out of the fight. So I don't see black men dying for the cause no more. I see black men.
The only point.
Did you guys hear his point though? His main point.
Yeah, I'm about to answer the question.
He's just saying that people have relinquished their principle because they getting so much money. People will let things slide, and they don't really stand or willing to die for causes. That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
But I'm just saying that that's the illusion.
That's all I'm saying.
See, I'm just saying this is the illusion that I think I don't know who convinced black men this, that we have it just as hard and it's just the same as the black men had it in the 60s. I'm telling you, in 2024, we don't. Like, if you look at what we can accomplish today, black men in the 60s or the 50s, they didn't even have the opportunity. It's just a lot of men are lazy, said that, oh, I can't do it. No, you won't do it because you won't get off your ass. That's the truth.
Yeah,
but no, we don't have that same fight.
The reality.
Money don't develop respect for you. How the way another man view you. Because let's be clear, no man view black men here in America with some type of respect of the men that we have today. So you keep talking about the money. Oh yeah, okay. They might respect you a little bit for making your money, but they do not respect you as a man.
Look. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. What either man is saying is true. It's 100% true. I'm gonna tell you why it's true. It's true because when black men didn't have opportunity to make the money, all niggas talked about was we need more money. All the arguments was generational wealth. Now that we have the opportunity to make the money, y'all want to say it ain't money. And I feel like the reason why y'all want to say it ain't money is because the moment we had the opportunity to make the damn money, a lot of you niggas don't want to do what need to be done to make it.
They also had a unity mindset. They also had a different mindset. They had a unified mindset compared to now. Now we making money.
I don't even know who talking to who. Honestly, I'm getting.
I was responding to Angry Man.
Kind of right, but when he responded to you, he didn't actually respond to what you were saying. He started talking about money, but you weren't talking about money in the first place. You were saying that respect don't come with that money because look how we're viewed, because people don't respect us regardless of how many opportunities we have to get money now. Angry Man, I think Angry Man understood all that, but he like, oh, now it's not money when we wanted money back then. Now we moving the goalposts from our own selves about what comes with what, and now money ain't important no more. That doesn't make sense. But I don't know if we're having the same arguments though.
But I got you, but DJ here. Only when I got to YouTube, people said just because you got money, you don't got power. I didn't know or hear that. Listen, hello, I didn't hear that outside of this. Like, I don't look at people like Jay-Z and say, hey, he got money. That doesn't equal power. No, let me tell you something. Yes, when you got money and you start paying somebody's salary, and the reason that they can feed their kids is because
I ain't arguing with you.
I know. I'm just responding to Jay Prince.
Oh, you're clarifying. Okay, yeah. See, clarify it like that because it sounded initially like you didn't rope it together.
But
Edie, man, all I was trying to say that yes, they wanted money back then, but the difference between the men back then and the men that we have now, they had a mission. So let's just say the millions that we're making today compared, if they would have had all of these access to money, but back then, we probably have villages and Black Wall Streets. They was more unified mentally. That mentally they was more unified than we have now. When we get money, we don't do nothing to individually. The most thing we're gonna go to Johnny Dane.
All right, go ahead.
About a couple of business, and we don't do nothing to liberate the Black community at all.
Yeah.
Back then, if they would have had that money, that's all they died for was the liberation of Black. Y'all be individually now.
We've been drinking.
What does any of that have to do with getting our women in line? What does any of that have to do with getting our women in line? Because they in the same boat as us.
That's the main cause. That's why they don't respect you.
And they don't respect you.
So basically, we all have no solution to actually get our women in line. There is none.
Respect you. You gotta respect comes with you. You can't tell somebody respect you. You gotta give them
man. Y'all just be trying to create fucking moments.
Like Fred Hampton, Malcolm X, all them niggas.
Listen. This shit corny as hell, man. Like the thing is, the solution, there wasn't a solution presented. We're saying that we need respect. I think we can all agree with that across the board. Scarface is a movie, but he wasn't wrong. Money equals power. Respect can look like a bunch of different ways, right? For whatever reason, they show respect to you. That's what you need, the perception. So Jay Prince, wouldn't the money make sense? But you're saying that we don't have any goal with our money. It's all for lavish things as opposed to applying it back to the community. That was the initial premise. I don't need you to expound on it because it's just making a mess.
Can I say something to that?
That's where the conversation. What I'm saying is that's where the conversation is right now. That's why Sweeney asked the question yet again. Aaron, go ahead.
Can I go ahead?
I want to lean on something that was said earlier with Mr. Fantastic and Uncle Ant about how social media is like 50% of the experience now. Think about it well. Angry Man here he's doing well. TEMP on the other side of him is doing well. He's got his own business. What does he do with his money? He creates a platform like this so that men like Angry Man and all the rest of us can get up here, stand on a soapbox in front of a crowd of, well, the likes say 208, but how many's in here? Probably double that.
700.
700 people are watching us right now. Back when you're saying you got these leaders at Black Wall Street and everything, it was 700 people in a town hall meeting with a man standing up with a damn pulpit that they pulled out of the church and brought it to City Hall, and the guy got on his bullhorn. The bullhorn is digital. And the money to buy that bullhorn is spent by DJ Hamp and DJ Angry Man, Lapeef, Kevin Samuels, and Anton Daniels.
Don't forget myself.
I know you're one. So you're taking your own path. The money is you own your own business. And you spent money on nice microphones and services and camera equipment so that you can have your voice heard in front of hundreds of people daily, weekly. What are you talking about? It's happening now. The revolution, they said won't be televised because it would be fucking streamed. It's happening now. We're doing it.
Aaron, this is the thing, right?
The reason why we can't move to action is because we can't get heat. We got people like Mr. Stevens questioning what we're doing.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Jay Prince is you have to understand his perspective, right? And so it's a different perspective than the rest of ours. Jay Prince don't believe in, and I'm not trying to come at you, dog. I'm just telling you, just what I've observed about you.
It is what it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is what it is. His perspective is not from a perspective of a man who has power or money. He comes from the poor man's perspective, and he's trying to. He's coming from a poor man's perspective because in his life and the things that he's accomplished is less than what most of the people on this panel have accomplished. And I'm talking about like military stature, being able to, provide for a woman, these type of things. Jay Prince has relied on women. It's a difference for somebody.
Yeah, I got way more respect for women than you niggas did.
Hold on. You could consider it that way. You can
y'all
consider
that bitches that y'all not getting respect, not me, nigga.
Hold on. We're not talking about is the respect. We're talking about the respect on a mass level, not on an anecdotal level. Every woman in my life, listen to what I'm about to say to you. Every woman in my life, including my wife, respect me. My mama, her mama, every woman respect me. They give me the respect.
I've been online crying like a bitch every day about women, black women.
Because the community. Because it's about the community. It's not about myself. My life, if I wanted to quit and not talk about this, my life is excellent. I'm trying to save the community because I have sons. I have sons that have to experience this life after me. So I have to correct what was done prior to me for the future of my sons. I ain't doing it for myself, but you wouldn't understand that because you operate in the space.
You ain't gonna have that type of language. You ain't finna be. There ain't finna be no putting me down.
I don't mean no disrespect. I don't mean listen. I don't mean
not that though.
Jay Prince, I don't mean no disrespect. You don't know me, and I don't mean no disrespect, bro. I swear to God.
You don't know me, nigga. You don't know what I did.
Well, I've heard you speak about how you deal with women and how you rely on women.
You respected me way more than y'all do.
Listen, I've never relied on a woman. Never. I've never relied on a woman.
That's crazy. My ex-baby mama that we had fused with would come up here and still not throw on my name and still respect me.
I only have one baby mama. I only have one baby mama. You understand what I'm saying? I don't spread my seed randomly to random bitches. I only got one baby mama. And she my wife.
Right now, life move on. Is you still with her?
I've been with her for 12 years. I'm married 12 years, homie. So what you gonna tell me? That's what I'm trying to explain to you. So you coming from a different, perspective than the rest of us.
Y'all keep talking about this weak shit.
Go ahead, you got it.
Wow.
Think about it. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say already.
Language.
That's fine. Go ahead, Angry Man.
Already gave the solution. If dudes want to say, "Oh well, it ain't money," right? Which is the typical answer from niggas that ain't got money. All right.
Exactly.
But the problem is, if you're looking at it from a standpoint of, oh, well, these women should respect us just off of our character. That has nothing to do with power. That has everything to do with rearing. They have to be raised that way. That's the damn solution. So you may be able to fix this in a new generation. You feel what I'm saying? But things got to be put in place in order to fix it in a new generation. And in this day and age, the only way you're going to get any respect from the women of today, you better have some damn money.
This the problem with this the problem what I had with Master C, and it's actually the reason why y'all did this show right now, right? We keep asking for the solutions. The manosphere is the solution. And I'm gonna explain how. Because of this space is the reason why you're starting to see laws change in men's favors. Fathers' Lives Matter. That's a platform on Instagram right now and on YouTube. In this space, you just saw laws change in Florida. You just saw laws change in Tennessee, Kentucky, I believe, and also in Indiana. It's this space that creates the thing that gives leverage back to men, which is what we technically are fighting for. I want my leverage back. I want the leverage to be able to be a father in my child's life. I want the leverage to be able to know if a kid is mine before you try to put me on child support. I want the leverage to be able to move on from a situation, or if somebody tried to move on from a marriage from me, they don't get to take all my shit and leave me high and dry. This space is the solution. The problem is that a lot of times in this space, we spend so much time trying to argue the women down, telling them, no, you need to do what we want you to do, rather than doing what's been working the entire time, which is, hey, look, come here, we exchange notes, We talk about the shit that we're going through, and then we go out there and say, hey, look, well, what can actually fix this problem? Hey, I don't think that we should be held accountable in situations where we're not the father. Let's go change some laws. I don't like the fact that there's no fault divorce. Well, let's go change the laws. I don't like one of my solutions to a bunch of single motherhood is and here's one of mine. If we have a rampant situation where single mothers are running around and 8 kids ain't got no fathers, start charging their ass to raise their kids. Your kid want to play on my football team? I'm gonna charge your ass. Your kid want a big brother? I'm gonna charge your ass. Maybe next time if men start being like, hey, look, I don't mind being a father figure to your kid and being a big brother to your kid, but it's gonna cost you because you made the mistakes in your life. Because the reality is, the reason why I keep circling around and we keep trying to say, oh, it's the women's fault, is because the reality is there are a bunch of women out there complaining about deadbeat dads. That's why angry man to say, well, why the fuck did you let them nut in you then? Because that's the reality. They're complaining about the deadbeat dads. Most of us ain't deadbeat fathers. We know this without a shadow of a doubt that most black men are deadbeat fathers.
I got a couple questions for Sweeney real quick. Do you think the same logic, and I 100% agree, right, in terms of that accountability you just articulated?
Mm-hmm.
I made an argument where I don't want to hear men's mouths about the court systems if you fucking raw and then depending on your pullout game. Is that also a fair statement?
No, not necessarily, because I would say this.
Okay.
Whether he pulls out or not, he deserves the right to be a father. We're fighting. Why would we fight against men trying to be fathers? I'm not trying to fight for. That's why I don't believe in the whole, oh, well, I don't. If she get to walk away, I get to walk away too. No, that's not what I'm arguing. I'm arguing for the men that's trying to be fathers in their kids' lives.
I got a question.
I would never go to that man and tell him, hey man, well, you fucked the wrong bitch. No, that dude deserves to be. He has just as much right to be a father in this child's life as any other man.
Can I ask you a question?
Just to be clear, so you're saying there shouldn't be a fight in the first place, right?
Exactly.
Even if he didn't like her, right? She got pregnant, is what it is. He shouldn't have to be fighting for his life to see his child.
Exactly.
But can I respond to Sweeney?
Hold on. I had one more question. For what Sweeney said. Damn, I fucking forgot.
Take your time, bro.
No, because it just everybody. I mean, if we change the octaves of the voices, you wouldn't know if it was niggas or bitches up here.
Yeah, we wilding up there.
So I forgot it now. I forgot.
Now I respond to both of them. I want to respond to both of you.
Yeah, man. Let me ask Sweeney a quick question. Do you think that, because we're talking about parental rights, right? You think that if a man wanted to be a father and he got a woman pregnant and she didn't want to have a baby, she should have that baby?
At that point, man, if you think about it, this space also changed the law in that aspect. What did they get rid of? They got rid of Roe v. Wade. So we actually seeing that manifest itself live in our faces, that they're saying, hey, look, you make a baby, you stuck with it. We seen that.
Roe v. Wade is more so about the government saying that.
No, fair, but we know that majority of the governments in this country don't like.
Well, not, but you can go to different states and have an abortion in any state. You know what I'm saying? It's based off what they did was it's not a country policy, but you can do it in different states as far as the governor is concerned. That's what Roe v. Wade is. So that means that. It's a little different. That's all I'm saying.
But that's just the beginning of it, and I'm gonna tell you why it's the beginning of it. Because the thing that gets overlooked here, you got dudes that come up here like Jay Prince talking about all y'all doing is talking. Every movement starts with talking.
That's
okay. One of the biggest powers you have is how big your megaphone is. So you look at the Roe v. Wade thing. You want to know why they were so willing to go at that like that? Because the talk in these spaces are causing men to move differently. This is what gets overlooked. So guess what? If the majority of the young dudes ain't having kids, right? Because they're like, well, I don't got no parental rights and blah, 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 blah. Guess what? That's no longer a monetizable thing for jurisdictions. So guess what? if we can't make money off of these dudes that's irresponsibly having children, what's the point of that? We got to figure out a way to make the money somewhere. You feel what I'm saying?
But before we go too far, I want to respond to August, and I also want to respond to what Sweetie said, because I think it's crazy, and I think it's crazy that we think that the manosphere is the answer for our kids, right? And I heard August earlier say, well, I got sons. This is why I complain about women. Why don't we have the mindset? Because this is the mindset I had before I had kids. Hey, I know about 4 or 5 successful guys. How about all of us have kids at the same time and we teach a culture to our community? And then as we teach this culture, they marry each other within the people that we in. Why do we have to send our kids out to the world? Hold on. Listen.
Nobody.
You know what I've never seen? You know what I've never seen?
That don't make no damn sense.
I've never seen an organization that was built by women to advocate for women, where women are in that organization talking shit about that organization. I've never seen that. Niggas come up here all the time talking shit about the fucking space. Why the fuck are you here?
What did I say about the space?
You just said it's crazy to think that the manosphere is helping our kids.
No, I said the solution for our kids. So listen, hold on, no, the solution for our kids. So you believe that our kids should actually be going to the manosphere instead of us creating an environment?
About that? Who said anything? Who said that?
No one said that.
So
no, you missed what I said. You wasn't listening. You missed what I said. Hold on, wait. You gotta understand what I said. No, you already misinterpreted what I said.
The part that I was talking about is August said earlier, the reason that he talks about women is because he has sons.
So how did you conflate that with what I said?
Well, I told y'all at the beginning of my response, I was responding to both of y'all.
Okay,
fair.
This is
hold on, August. I got him, August. The problem with you saying, with what you're saying, is you conflating what he said to a statement that I made later on. My thing was the manosphere is what helps change laws. The manosphere is no different than a community of people coming together and exchanging notes and having a town hall meeting. We just so happen to be having this town hall meeting in front of YouTube. However, it is no different than any other group that has a town hall meeting. We're having conversations about shit that needs to change in our community. Then we say, well, what can we do to change that? And then things like, you got an idea. You came up and said, hey, look, I think a lot of fathers should come together, marry their women, and have children. That's also a solution. Nobody denied that. Then we also said, well, maybe we should start shifting the laws also. That's also a solution. Nobody's saying that anybody is wrong in this space unless we saying some fucked up shit, like abandon your kids. But nobody's saying that. I don't think anybody came up with a bad solution yet.
But Sweeney, here's a better question. Do you think that the manosphere is the marketing? So how I view it, let's say we bring it to the streets back in the old days, like marching was marketing, right? So you tell people your plight, you get them to understand it, and then you got to implement something. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say this is a solution, but it does bring ideas to the front of the table that people are not aware of. But now what are we doing now that they're listening?
That's what I said. That's what I said. We got people to start listening, which is what marching used to do. The only difference is that the times have changed. Online is where everybody's going. Same thing with TikTok or whatever. So
I got you. Yeah, I agree. So we on the same page. Like, it is great marketing, but now what? You know what I mean?
Now we start exchanging notes and talking about ways to actually fix that problem. I think
real quick, man, before John drop me, because he don't want to accept the fact that he's not that powerful.
This is wild. So we're saying,
real quick. Hold on, Angry Man. You know he's gonna drop me right quick. All I'm saying is
he can't fucking talk.
We're over the point what we need. We had a good conversation. I've got money to spend, but I don't need to put it in just to prove a point. The fact is, we need to get a good, clear shot to talk. We've done that. Hey, keep your peace.
That's called power, Jay. That's called power. He got the power to drop your ass whenever the hell you want to.
Hey, just cool with it. All I was trying to say.
John said, well, hold on real quick. John, you say you leaving it alone for now? Or do I need to let him talk?
Oh, we're good, man. As far as the conversation, we got past the point to where we need to have something established as far as the boundary. We're back on track again. Hey, okay. I'm good.
All right, so this is what I want to hear real quick, because Sweeney and I had just getting some understanding. Angry Man, did you want to rebut what Sweeney and I were just saying?
Yeah,
Or did you want to clarify?
I'm trying to figure out how niggas is sitting up here talking about how is the manosphere the solution for our kids? Nigga, you send your kids to public school and let strangers teach them. Nigga, you park your kids in front of television. You freaking let your kids listen to music. Like, let's stop this, man. Like, I'm tired of all of the bashing of the space while niggas is in the space. It don't make sense. It does not make. Y'all want to talk about what grown men do? That does not make sense as a grown man. I'm not going to sit in a space that I don't like and complain about the space that I don't like.
Can I say something?
Let me respond because that was directly to me. The crazy part about it is when I say that it's not the solution for my kids, we take as criticism of a response as complaining. I did not complain one time. Nobody would have listed that was complaining, saying, hey, for my kids, I don't think the manosphere is the solution. The solution is me creating an environment where they can find people to date. See, the problem is when somebody says something that y'all might feel that is not pushing the talking point of the manosphere that y'all want, y'all saying that we're complaining. It had nothing to do with complaining.
First of all, I don't use manosphere talking points that's regurgitated. What I do is I've come up with concepts that niggas then turn into talking points. So I'm not using no talking points. I'm not sitting back. I'm not sitting back trying to get upset because someone's not saying a talking point. I understand the power of this platform. I don't look a gift horse in the damn mouth. I understand the impact that this platform is having on the world, not America.
Can I expound on what Sweeney was saying? Can I expound on real quickly what Sweeney was saying so we don't get too far off of it? Sweeney, when I heard you earlier, when you said
wait. See that was what John was saying, JP. Because Angry Man just said something just now, and him and E-Man are kind of having a back and forth that I'm interested to see if we can get to the bottom of. Pause. And then you can circle back to Sweeney. You good now? John said you straight. We just needed that space to like re-clarify the conversation. You also have a $50 credit at this juncture. E, did you get the last two lines what E Angry Man said?
Yeah, I got the last. He said that in this space, he understands how people can kind of run with what we say, right? But I'm saying when it comes down to a community that we're talking about, the community cannot be us go to, because he's Sweetie's specific words was that he said that he said that the manosphere is the solution. He said it is the solution.
Did you hear the context?
Yeah, I did hear the context.
What's the context?
For time purposes, I can't explain your whole context.
You got to, because you're misrepresenting what I said.
Well, let him finish. Let's see what he ends with. Okay, go ahead.
So the solution is not the internet. The solution is us actually creating communities that teach the culture to these young women that we want them to have. That is the actual solution.
I thought you was a young nigga.
Missed the context.
I thought you was a young nigga. You sound like an old nigga now.
That's why I said you missed the context.
It's a solution. It's not the only solution. There are multiple solutions.
Hold on, Jay Prince. Can you understand that I'm telling you that you missed the context of what I said?
So you saying that since I didn't repeat all of the content,
I'm saying that you did. When you don't give context to what I said, you actually make it bad for the audience, because then you say something like Sweeney said the solution is the manosphere, but you didn't give the context of how I said that or the reasons why I said that.
Sweeney,
I think it's for you to do that.
I get what you're saying. This is a panel with 9 people, and the problem is people get so long-winded. I can go back and repeat everything you said. Then sat there and watch what you said.
Right. So, but you came back. So you came back and you misquoted me. You misquoted me by not giving context. So I will give you context. I will give you context so people can understand. When I said the manosphere is the solution, I said because the manosphere is the reason why you're starting to see laws change right now. The solution is that you see men coming together, whether that's publicly or privately. It just so happened to be that the manosphere is public, coming together, comparing notes, figuring out what we need to do as men. So you saying the internet is hold on, wait. You
but let me respond to what you just said, DJ.
Let me I say it first.
Okay, repeat it again. You already said it.
We got it. I think you're so Sweeney, we agree that the manosphere has been the marketing, and then the solutions are what you named after the fact. I think that's probably the best assessment of what you said. Because you said
this thing is the manosphere is here, and it's not the solution to the original argument. Getting these women to act right. Just because what we're talking about, I get you saying that it's the solution for child support court, it's the solution for all this, but the original argument was how to get these women right. And the manosphere has been here, and that's not been the solution. It actually goes back to Angry Man point with us building actually a culture that teach them as young on how to deal with men.
Right, but that's what men are doing in this space. We're building a culture to teach other men how to behave in society. For that, that's men coming together. The manosphere is literally men coming together and exchanging ideas.
All right, go ahead, JP. Let's go ahead. You got.
I want to start on what you were saying earlier, right? When I was listening to you, when you saying men should have the rights to be fathers. When I heard that, it brought me back to when women used to say, we should have the right to vote. We should have the right to have our own autonomy. We shouldn't be led by no man and stuff like that. So it sounds like the same way how men dominated over women. When I hear you say that, it sounds like another man is dominating over you. So yes, you should have the right to be a father. What you gonna do about it? I don't want to hear men fighting for rights.
What the hell are you talking about?
Hold on, y'all got a chance to speak.
Don't cut them off.
When I hear men talking about fighting for rights, that's automatically put you in a position that you not powerful like y'all trying to proclaim.
Nobody claimed that.
Let them
what I'm saying is when men are arguing about rights, just like a female is supposed to argue about rights, not men. So how is it that if you this powerful, but yet somebody is stopping you from doing what your golly natural right to do is to be a father? So somebody came in and compromised that of you being a father and try to, like what Edelman said, to raise these women to be whatever, but somebody is in the way compromising that position. And all I'm asking is, black men, what the fuck you gonna do about it?
Look, let me get him.
You just gave props.
Let me get him.
Are y'all listening to what he's saying?
Yeah, we hear him.
All we have been doing is talking.
JP, let them answer that question because he's I'm just wondering because we're responding quickly, so I'm wondering if we heard him or we understand what he's saying.
I understand what he's saying. What he's saying is that because black men have to adhere to a power that exists, we're not powerful because of that. So if we have to get rights for our children, then we're not powerful because of that. Now, here's the thing, right? I'm gonna use you as an example, JP.
Well, but that's just other stuff as well. I know what Kenny was talking about.
JP, you can finish your next point. I just want to see if we can get that question answered. Go ahead.
I got the gist of it, right, Jay Prince? Pretty much what you were saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so if John decided to put $100 up right now to kick you off this panel, do you have the power to get back on this motherfucker without any help?
Yes, but I choose not to because that's not the fight I'm finna try to fight.
No, I'm saying, what if he put $1,000 down?
I don't care. That's not the fight that I want to fight.
The point that I'm trying to make is that you don't have the power to stay on this panel if someone decides that you can't be on this panel. It's the same thing with the court systems. We all have to adhere to something. So as far as the court systems is concerned, the power is in our voting, in our coming to a communal understanding of what needs to be changed and being able to affect those changes for it to happen. We all operate under some kind of authority. That's just how that's called community. That's called.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Because white men is not complaining about black men is stopping them from. Hold on, let me finish.
But they are complaining about.
Let me finish, angry man. Other races of men is not worrying about black men stopping them from being fathers.
But guess what?
But no, I don't guess. Man, let me finish, angry man. Ain't no other man is worried about your punk ass.
We
For
know this
nothing.
nigga shut the
But
fuck
at
up.
the end of the day, black men, you are worried about other men telling you that you can't be a man to your own family.
He's
Every time I talk for a couple of minutes, get interrupted. Then I respond to this goofy nigga.
Well, right now he's responding to August said, right?
You don't know what he's talking about. There's literally white men right now fighting for the same goddamn rights that
As
black
us.
men are fighting for.
As us.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I know, but the thing is, if you let him finish, then you could destroy the point. You could destroy the point at any time.
The problem with what you're saying, Jay Prince,
He
is
never
that
finishes.
the problem with
I mean, y'all got this pseudo power about yourself, and y'all don't want to face the fact that you're not that powerful. I know that y'all harping on money. Y'all use money as a shield. Y'all use this money as a shield to make you, because you constantly been emasculating, so you need money to overcompensate of something that you do not have.
Bro,
You don't have power.
So now here's the time.
Women don't look at you like you're powerful.
Here's the time for the question. JP, do you acknowledge that white men have the power at this juncture?
Yes, this is their house. Yes,
Okay,
America is their house.
This is their house. So I just got one more question. You could jump in, Angry Man. So if they're fighting for the same things we're fighting for, they're not in their homes as much either, right? So they're fighting for the same things because they have acquiesced. They have lost their power. They're trying to get it back right along with us. What do you say to that?
I would say
you got nothing.
People do infighting, right? We do every race fight amongst. Let me finish my point. Everybody fight within themselves. But what I do see, I do not see a large, even though they're large population, I do not see the large population of white people without fathers, like I do the large population of black people.
Yeah, they don't. So they don't. I think that the numbers like
the numbers say we're the most involved fathers in the fucking country. What are you talking about?
Like, I can call my son and say happy birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like 50.
What are you talking about? You don't know.
50, JP,
nigga, you're an example of it. You got all your kids with you. What are you talking about?
But Sweeney, but don't, because then there's just gonna be an argument. But yeah, so the numbers back that up, JP. That I think they're involved at like 50%. You know what I mean? Our involvement rate is higher, so they are fighting for the same shit because men have overall acquiesced, not just black men. Happy wife, happy life was all these everybody.
I think the reason why that you have that number where black men is more involved, from what I see, and this is gonna sound very distasteful. Other races of men is not there because they too busy out there keeping power at bay. And we don't have no other choice but we ain't got nothing to do in no way. So why not call your kids? Other races of men still outside creating and maintaining their power. Something that we don't have.
Man. Well, that's a different argument. So go ahead, Angry Man.
Okay. So somebody's trying to say, but Angry Man, you said other groups of women don't do that. First of all, the issue that we have in this country is a Western issue. All right. The difference is black men are fighting for rights they never fucking had. White men are fighting against what they're slowly losing. They're slowly starting to lose their fucking rights. Okay. But they're not going to wait until it's this fucked up to do something. As soon as they start losing a little bit of power, they ready to fucking fight for their fucking power. Okay. So number one, what you need to understand, JP, is the original fucking manosphere was started by white people. All right. It was started by Dr. Paul Elam with his website, A Voice for Men, his homegirl, Dr. Tara Parmentier, with her website, A Shrink for Men. You had a dude that actually set himself on fire, a white guy, set himself on fire outside of a courthouse because he wasn't able to see his kids, even though he was paying child support. You have countless dudes in these spaces on the internet.
What do you do, Angry Man?
He set himself on fire. Hold on. You have countless dudes in these spaces on the internet that are white guys that are arguing about the lack of rights that men have and how women use the court system to their advantage. All right. So it's not just black men. You got guys like Stardust, you got Rollo Tomasi, you got Sandman, you got fucking I can't think of the other dude's name, but you got countless fucking dudes that are white So this concept that you have that the black man is in this country and he just has no fucking power, that's not accurate. It used
So
to
what
be
power do we have?
It used to be accurate, but
Jay Prince, I can answer that question for you.
No. That question doesn't need an answer because that's not what we're arguing.
No. It's actually gonna lead to something. Jay Prince.
No, but that's the thing. Angry Man was mid-sentence. That question is a deflection question. So when we acknowledge it and try to answer it, now the deflection it works.
Okay, fair. But I do have a question for Jay Prince.
Well, I just want Angry Man.
The white man, a few people.
I just want him to finish the last. He got. I'm sure it sounded like he was.
Angry Man, you was still going, bro?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, go ahead, bro. My fault.
It was rolling down. You could tell.
My fault.
So here's the thing, right? In the Western world, there is an issue with men not having power they used to have, not being able to do certain things. When you start citing the statistics of involved parents or whatever, what you don't realize, Jay Prince, is there are a lot of white single parent households now as well. All right. This has become a Western issue, not just a black issue. But what you got to understand, and you probably know this, whatever goes on with white folk, you feel what I'm saying? If white folk get a cold, we get the flu. All right. Our shit is always worse. You feel what I'm saying? So right. It's not a matter of us not having any power. We actually have way more power than we've ever fucking had. You feel me? We might not run the country, but we got way more power than we ever had. You brought up Black Wall Street and all of that. You look at a lot of these cities, they're black cities. Detroit is a black city. Freaking Baltimore, Atlanta. There are countless cities where the government officials in that city are predominantly black folk, bro.
Right. So to that point, right, when you brought up white people, one thing I noticed about white people, right, they spend money to make money. They got this spend money to make money idea. So they're willing to sacrifice a little bit of theirs to push off a bigger agenda, right? So like when we talk about the prison industry, they will, lock up some of theirs, sacrifice some of theirs, so that way it won't look like it's just a race thing all around the board. When you talk about prison industries, when you talk about Planned Parenthood, when you talk about child support court, if even when you talk about gay men, because at first it started off advertising white men being that. Now you see they push it off the predominantly of black men being that way. Now they pushing off the predominantly of black men being in prison. Now they pushing off predominantly black men being on to getting their kids taken. So what I always see white people do is they will sacrifice a little bit of their own. They some cold-hearted killers, but at the end of the day, the agenda be working on every aspect. So when they push that off, it make us believe that this is so we can actually go through this stuff. So what it do is it make like what y'all saying. White people even going through it, so it's not that bad. So it neutralizes us from seeing it seeing it the real way. Meaning that we supposed to be attacking this, but since you believe that white people are going through it too, it neutralize your ass and sit on this panel, not do shit, and not complain about it because you think that white people is going through the same shit.
Oh, JP, he ended there. So no, hold on, because I want to because he said a lot. So you know what? When you were saying that, JP, you know what I thought of? White flight. You heard of that? No. So the cities, right? White people like DC. They were, DC had white people. They leave, black people come in strategically, right? Devalue the property in DC, and then they come back when it's devalued, buy it for nothing, right? Strategically, and then it's worth $1 million again. And so when we say, well, white people doing it must be good for us too to have the same complaints. But in actuality, the white people they sacrificed was for that exact point to keep us in a mindset.
No.
I'm just saying what he said. I'm just listening to what he said.
I heard what he said. Yeah, he did say.
That was interesting. That was interesting.
I got a question for you.
The problem is that black people be so shallow.
I got.
JP, let's get a rebuttal. JP, get a rebuttal for that. That was interesting.
Can I please rebuttal that?
Yeah, let August go and then you go.
Well, I don't want to go first. I had something to rebuttal about what Angry Man said a little earlier. I wanted to jump at that, but I don't want to derail the conversation from where it is right now.
Okay, all right.
So I can go last.
Okay, go ahead, Angry Man. That's an interesting point, JP.
It's not. It's an old argument that doesn't apply to this day and age. It's an old argument. The main reason why Trump is such a popular presidential candidate, the reason why Trump was so popular the first time is because white people, by and large, are fucking hurting in this country. Okay? There is a small percentage of white people that are at the top that Jay Prince is talking about. It's not the majority of white folk. You have a lot of white folk, a large percentage of white folk that are broke as fuck, working fucking poor. Okay? This is a reality, right? So right now, you keep thinking, Jay Prince, that it's everything right now is about race. Okay? Right now, what everything is about is classism. That's what it's about right now. Racism still exists, but it's not as predominant as classism is right now. So even though you're still looking at these white folk like they got so much fucking privilege, it ain't doing them no fucking good.
See, when you talk about, I think they told you that it was about classism because
nobody told me that.
I think when it comes to black people, they so tired of fighting or don't want to fight, so they accepted that. And so when they told you it's not about racism no more, it's about classism. Hold on, let me respond to you. That's another way of neutralizing you. So now instead of you looking at it for what it is, you want to say it's classism. So what I typically I'm almost losing my train of thought, right?
Hey, Pete.
So,
look.
Okay, I got it. So when I do, for an example, you can have a college degree black man. Let's say he got a master's degree in whatever the case, and a white man, he don't got nothing but a high school diploma. But y'all apply for the same job, he will get that. When you talk about, I could be at a job as and I had this happen to me as a nursing assistant. As a nursing assistant, I got the janitors, which is a white man, telling me what to do. And I can't do nothing. So that still shows that it's still some, they might be, you might say that we took the word racism away so you niggas won't think that's what it is. But that's exactly what it is. Put it like this, if you can take a high-class black man and a high-class white man, they're not going to view that black man as one of them. If you thought that's out.
No,
you can't have these conversations with people who don't get to the bag. So that their perspective is always going to be something that is something that they make up in their mind. What I wanted to say to Angry Man a little earlier is you were talking about the manosphere and how people in the manosphere they go against each other. And so you say in the women's spaces they don't go against each other. The difference between men and women is that we have to hold ourselves accountable. So in order for us to continue to be the space that we're supposed to be, as far as the manosphere is concerned, you gotta hold the man accountable. You gotta go against each other and bring that pressure to be able to do it. You're not gonna get everybody on the same page, especially men. You're not gonna get everybody on the same page just because we hear a mantra. Me personally, if I see something or hear something that I don't agree with, I'm saying it. I'm not gonna sit here and get on a page with you just because you saying something, you have a louder voice. But that's what makes the space what it should be. That's what constitutes.
They label the manosphere as a threat. FBI labeled the manosphere as a
Jay Prince, chill. Let me finish this last little point, and you got it, Angry Man. That's what constitutes us to be able to continue to be the leaders that we're supposed to be, because we have that thing about us where we hold ourselves accountable. That's what I'm looking at. But go ahead.
I'm not talking about healthy debate. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the provocateurs. I'm talking about the individuals that come in here for the purposes of derailing, dismantling, and shutting dudes up because they're so used to being slaves. That's what I'm talking about. See, the shit that Jay Prince is talking about, I get what Jay Prince is saying. He's just coming at it from the wrong fucking angle. He doesn't realize that right now as we speak, black people are in and poised to actually get a lot of power. The problem is we don't have enough black folks running for public office. We don't have enough black folks in certain key positions. We don't have enough black folks. The power that you think the white man has, look at the country, bro. If you pay attention to geopolitics, you would understand what's really going on right now.
It's two things to that, though. It's two things to that.
OG,
You can't expect somebody like Jay Prince who don't have the visibility. I'm not trying to come at you, bro. But
that's exactly what you're doing.
Okay, well, you feel how you want to feel. Now, it's two things to that. You can't expect somebody who's operating out of urgency and don't have the ability to be on top of their shit where they can control everything that's around them to have the same perspective as you.
So let's unpack that.
Hold on real quick. I
gotta get OG
because I control my whole environment.
Chill. So you can't expect to have that conversation with somebody who's operating, because we've all been there. We've all seen our mindset when we were in a place where it's like, I'm not where I'm supposed to be at, so I have to continue to grind. So your perspective on how the world works is different, and it changes once you get to having some power, having some money, and you being able to see that. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. The second thing is that how can we determine which is what? You have to determine based off of like the social caliber of that person. What have they accomplished? What have they brought to the world? What are they doing? That's how you rate a man. But if a man is on that level and he has something that's against the manosphere or against what certain talking points are, they should be heard, because that's what helps us to not become in this class of this echo chamber, which women have, versus being something that's actually productive to boost us to the future of where we need to be at and get our community in order. That's what I'm saying.
But you gotta
get OG in. We gotta get OG in. Is there a back and forth in this argument?
I'll just real quickly. Realistically, that's why I'm saying you don't know what you're talking about, because in my environment, because I think success is relative. I control the timing of my children. Most men, even in high positions, you got Tyrese up there crying like a bitch because he's spending all his money on his kids. Where I'm blessed that my women respect me enough not to even put me through all of that. For all three of my kids, one came one by one, so I had to go one by one. They just didn't hand it to me. They found some type of respect within me. Two, I got to establish my own businesses that I'm making very lucrative money, right? So that's two. So, and I live in my own environment. So all of this stuff that you talking about, I think that's kind of irrelevant. I think that these people, if y'all really think that the white man gonna lose his power for black men to gain power in the United States without a fight, what they doing is the same thing they did with Black Wall Street. The same thing that they let y'all do with Black Wall Street. They let y'all build some shit.
Prince, nobody said. Jay Prince, you're arguing something nobody said.
All right, so I mean, the thing, all I was saying, man, was just to consider the point, because I would be a gentrifier in DC. However, all the other gentrifiers around me are white. So I saw a correlation when he was saying it in terms of living it in real time. So I didn't dismiss it by just saying classism, because there's a correlation with classism, it seems, in terms of the example that I brought up with the white flight in DC specifically. That's why it resonated with me. Maybe that's why it didn't resonate with other people.
And guess what? They had row houses in Harlem they were selling for $1. And niggas in the freaking 90s that had money and shit wouldn't buy them. Okay, you had all of those rundown houses in Staten Island and shit. RZA's brother was telling everybody in the Wu-Tang, yo, buy these houses and stuff. They wouldn't do it. He said if they would have did it, they would have owned most of Staten Island.
Yeah,
that's because our house is in order. The black man's house is not in order.
That's why the thing Logic was popping. I gotta get OG in, but that's the thing why JP point resonated, because you know why niggas didn't buy him? Because crackers wasn't buying him. And I think that's the part in terms of our mindset. White people validate what it is that's dope, how where you should live, etc. People make these arguments because we stuck on a point, but what we see manifesting, we have to acknowledge it to some extent. That's all I'm saying.
But here's the thing. I
just
just
be
gotta,
quick. I got
gotta,
OG next, regardless of what Angry Man say. What? Why y'all get so upset? Because I'm trying to clarify the room.
Because this niggas just interjecting and they allowed to interject, man.
Like you, Angry Man, you allowed to interject. Yes, you're right. Yeah, when you watch it back, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I had a lot of room."
I'm gonna play it back. I'm gonna play it back, and I'm gonna show everybody.
Yeah,
y'all gonna stop gaslighting me, man. I'm sitting here like trying to interject, bro. I'm trying to interject and respond to people that's saying stuff to me. Like Jay Prince just said that goofy shit to me. And he don't even realize the reason why white folk got power is because he believed they powerful.
That's the part.
Where it start.
Yeah.
I live in reality.
Nah, you don't.
Yeah. Angry Man, you know what's crazy? That's what I was just saying too. Like literally, we think they give us validation. Go ahead, finish that last point. I gotta get OG been waiting for like an hour.
I'll go after OG, bro.
Go ahead, Angry Man.
No, it's OG, right?
Yeah, but I thought you were gonna finish that last point.
No, that was the point.
That was the point. Yeah, we were saying the same shit. Our mindset's so warped. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, check this out. To you niggas in the audience talking about that's the game I play, nigga, fuck you. I know you niggas don't like me. I don't give a fuck. I know you want me to shut the fuck up. That's why y'all do that.
Song. All around the world, the same song come from
OG.
You mean like you being broke, nigga?